Grand Rising loves. This is the altar spread for the collective today. This is the sacred geometry that showed up for today, the medicine wheel. But the medicine wheel showed up in reverse. And so the medicine wheel talks about the connectedness of all that is. Animals, people, plants, minerals, the elementals, that we are one. We are connected. We are one frequency of love, one love, one love. But showing up in the reverse says you have lost your way of connectedness. You have forgotten that you are everything and that everything is you. And you have lost your reverence for that. And so what happens in the human experience is the corruption of hierarchy, that we believe ourselves to be the most intelligent life form on this planet. And so through that hierarchy comes abuse and a loss of that reverence and love. And I'm not talking about veganism, because I had this conversation last night. And I said, if anybody had any kind of sense of connectedness and just held a box of salad, prepared salad, you would know there was no such thing as ahimsa. That there is no such thing as no suffering to provide for you, no sacrifice to provide for you. So unless you're growing your own shit, get over your judgment. So the connectedness is the reverence, the respect, and the love for that sacrifice, for all the connectedness that is. So getting back to your birthright of being one with nature, that you are the wind and the water and fire and earth. You are every animal. You are every mineral, every plant. And so if you pick that plant to eat it, you thank that plant for its sacrifice when you consume it and accept it into your body. You accept that the sacrifice will nourish you, the same as when you consume animals, or when you draw oil out of the earth to power your vehicle. That's the connectedness that the humans, corrupt humans, have forgotten. And I don't know about you, but I don't see vegans walking everywhere they go. So there's great amount of hypocrisy in the human experience, and we need to humble ourselves in that. And I really believe that's the message of the medicine wheel showing up in reverse. And so the ancient ones also showed up in the reverse. And so the ancient ones talks about the message of our ancestors. So when it's upright, it says you can harvest the wisdom of the ancient ones that preceded you, and your bloodline and your birthright and your ancestral lines. But in the reverse, it says to really check yourself in your integrity. And I find that very interesting, because that's how I feel about the medicine wheel being in reverse, that if you've lost that connectedness, you're out of integrity. And so what it's saying is you have great potential to move forward, learning from the experiences of the ancient ones and doing better. And that's the point, to take what's good and what's right, but not to perpetuate any kind of hypocrisy, corruption, hierarchy, destruction, because you're not entitled to any of it. No one is entitled to any of it. We are all meant to walk through the human experience in love and in our highest integrity, instead of creating huge wakes of karma. And so it says, light a candle for the ancient ones. In the reverse, it's saying, create a space of sacredness, connect with them, and release all that was not right. And thank them for their experiences so that you may have new ones. And so Labradorite, and I'm going to be honest, tourmaline showed up. That's the inner peace. That's that beautiful watermelon stone that I show you in Matrix. Showed up again, and I was like, they know to go within. They know to be still, to find peace, and to stay present, to not time travel. And I can say it till I'm fucking losing all the breath in my lungs. And I know that when you see repeating cards, especially the stones, that you're probably like, la, 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 I'm not listening to you, with your ears plugged like a badass little kid. But so I was like, please give me something exciting that has a really strong message of transformation. And bam, Labradorite, magic. And I was like, thank you. Okay, so Labradorite actually forces you to go within. And it's a powerful transformation stone. So what it does is it gets you out of ego and shows you all the things that need to be corrected, and it fast tracks it. So it's not like, okay, this decision needs to be made so that eventually down the line I can make this decision, can make this decision, can make this decision. This is like, okay, if we just cut this big piece out, then things will get rolling, right? So I'll share a story with you while I show you this beautiful, look at that flash. Wow, the light caught it, amazing. So I had a raw piece of this in my pocket the day that I gave my 2 weeks notice at the clinic. And I didn't remember putting it in my scrubs. And I go to the clinic, and I was talking to the new clinic owner about her vision for the clinic, that I didn't feel she was honoring her word when she bought the clinic. And our team was dwindling, my patient load was dwindling, and that I was worried for the longevity of the clinic. And she said, well, you could always go. You could always leave. And so for some of you listening, you're not from Yuma, but Yuma is like a podunk little spot in the middle of the desert. There's not much along the lines of alternative medicine. We were alternative medicine as a team, and with an acupuncturist, massage therapist, myself, functional medicine practitioner. And there wasn't another home for that in all of Yuma County. So we're talking like at least 100-mile radius. And I said, you know what? Okay, I'm going. And she said, well, you're going to stay until the end of October? And I go, no, 2 weeks. That's it. And I said, I don't even have patience after 2 weeks. And I said, and neither do you. That should really worry you. And I said, I was trying to tell you my concern for the clinic, but apparently you're not worried about it. So I'm giving my 2 weeks notice. And went home and cried. And it was scary, but when I emptied my pockets and saw that Labradorite, I swore never to carry a piece of it again. I'm a Taurus, and so like really powerful shifts like that are intense. Plus, you know, I like feeling pleasure. Anyhow, so it's not a slow shift. It's a clearing of shit, like no joke. But isn't that amazing? And it is magic. It's so magical. See, it looks dull in one aspect, but it has this great depth. See that? Wow, beautiful. And I love when this card shows up. So it's no mistake that this shows up for the collective spreads, not my own, because I'm a practitioner and I do it constant. But I really believe it's meant for me to share it, because we are taught in the training not to solicit the practice. And if people ask about it, to share it. And so I do. I love doing that. So this is, in hopes, a window to spark the curiosity of anyone who may be questioning, what is that? So Ho'oponopono is an ancient practice of the indigenous Hawaiians. And it's the practice of taking it back to zero. It's a cleansing process of rewriting that cell memory and taking it back, but being 100% responsible for everything that shows up in your reality, because everything that shows up in your reality is you. Because you are one love, one love. And so if it's showing up, you created it. And so when something shows up that's out of balance or not in harmony, that's when you have to clean it. Take it back to the point before it was even created. And it's so simple. And the reason why it's hard for some is because when they hear the word responsible, they equate that with guilt. But it's not. It just is. There's nothing good or bad. It just is. But to create harmony, being in your highest integrity, heart-centered, you need to be responsible. So you just say the beautiful words, I love you. And this is a love that transcends emotion. I love you. I love you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And that's showing remorse, true remorse, the apology. Please forgive me. That's asking for repentance and forgiveness. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. And then thank you for the opportunity to heal and make right and clean and return to love. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.